Hello, this is Ray, one of the program presenters in the Atchison Planetarium at Cranbrook Institute of Science, with a look at the pre-dawn sky for the week of August 3rd. We're now essentially down to 2 planets at 4:30 in the morning. Mars is high in the southeast, and Venus is near the east-northeast horizon. Venus is becoming more lighted as it orbits the Sun. Seen through a telescope at this time, it'll look like a nearly quarter moon. Jupiter and Saturn are technically in the morning sky, but Jupiter is barely above the west-southwest horizon. Saturn is slightly higher and to the left, but only 8 degrees above the horizon. This week we can follow the moon as it moves through a part of the sky that doesn't have any bright stars. We begin the week with the full moon on the 3rd. It's located in the constellation of Capricornus in the southwest at 4:30 a.m. The moon might help us locate Saturn on the 3rd. The moon will be above and to the left of Saturn. An unobstructed horizon and binoculars will help spot the planet. On the next morning, the 4th, the moon is at the lower right of the star Deneb LGD, which is Arabic meaning the tail of the goat. It marks the tail of Capricornus, the sea goat. Deneb LGD is also known as Delta Capricorni. Delta Capricorni is a triple star system. It's located about 39 light years away. The 3 stars are identified as AA, AB, and C. The formation of these stars is a bit of a mystery. It's not certain if they all formed at the same time, or formed at different times, then became gravitationally bound to each other. Delta Capricorni AA is the primary star. AB orbits AA. It completes an orbit in just a little more than 1 Earth day. AA and AB not only orbit each other, they also eclipse each other, making them an eclipsing binary system similar to Algol and Perseus. The change in Delta Capricorni's brightness is not as obvious as the change in the Algol system. Star AA is a white giant that's used up its hydrogen. It's on its way to becoming a red giant. It currently has 200% the mass of the Sun and is 191% the radius. Star AB is much smaller. It's only 73% of the Sun's mass and 90% of the Sun's radius. The characteristics of star C aren't known as yet. Delta Capricorni is close to the ecliptic, the pathway of the Sun, Moon, and planets. When the planet Neptune was discovered in 1846, it was near Delta Capricorni. The Moon is able to occult or pass in front of the star, but not very often. It did so in 1951, 1962, and 1988. The next series of occultations will begin June 25th in 2024. Unfortunately, many of the occultations occur in the daytime or when the moon is below the horizon. Let's continue following the moon. On the morning of the 5th, the moon has crossed the border of Capricornus and is in Aquarius. For 2 days it passes through faint Aquarius until 2 o'clock in the morning on the 7th. At that point, the moon enters a constellation not of Pisces, it enters Cetus, the whale. What is Cetus, and how did the moon get there? In mythology, Cetus was regarded as a whale or sea monster sent to devour the princess Andromeda. The official border of Cetus comes very close to the ecliptic, so the moon can officially be in that constellation. Originally, constellation boundaries and star names were arbitrary. For example, Taurus the Bull is rising in the east now. The star at the end of one of the bull's horns, named Elnath or Beta Tauri, was also considered to be part of the constellation Auriga, where it was known as Gamma Aurigae. Alpheratz, or Delta Pegasi, the first base star in the Great Square of Pegasus, was also Alpha Andromedae, the head of the Princess Andromeda. The second base star is Yaljanib, but Yaljanib was also the name of a star in Perseus. Belgian astronomer Eugène Delporte proposed standardizing the boundaries and ending the practice of sharing stars. El Porter drew the constellation borders and presented his work to the International Astronomical Union. In 1928, they adopted his work, thus creating the modern map of the sky. So at 2 o'clock in the morning on the 7th, the moon is officially within the border of Cetus, but it isn't there for long. It just clips the corner of Cetus. 3 hours later, at 5 a.m., the moon crosses the border into Pisces. But it's not in Pisces for very long either. On the 8th, the moon is back in Cetus. On the morning of the 9th, the moon returns to Pisces and is located directly below Mars in the south. Then on the 10th, the moon's back in Cetus for the third and final time before crossing into Aries. Sunrise on the 3rd is at 6:27 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. At the end of the week, the 9th, sunrise is at 6:34. Thanks for visiting and keep looking up.